times.
How do you feel about your vote for Donald Trump now?
Well, I feel like perhaps I should have considered some other options.
Should have considered some other options, you don't say. All right, this reads, I voted for you, Trump, and now you're putting me out of business. I hope this is better for the country. Let's take a listen.
All right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China. I import alloy wheels for cars, and I do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 containers a year, which is a small business in regards to this industry. At 104%, I am absolutely going to implode and will not last 6 months. So with that said, I'm asking, is there anybody out there that has connections with manufacturing facilities, specifically alloy wheels?
All right, I do not have any connections with alloy wheel manufacturers, but I do want to say this is a perfect microcosm of how Trump has been operating regarding the economy. I want to draw the comparison between this small business owner who voted for Trump and is now struggling, and this clip that came out of the Oval Office a few days ago where Donald Trump is bragging that Charles Schwab made $2.5 billion off of Trump's insane tariff stunt that very clearly manipulated the markets. He also says this other dude made $900 million. Someone points out a room full of elite billionaires openly bragging about how much money they made from their crash global market scheme because they know there is literally nobody who will hold them accountable. The state of American politics is bleak. And this brings me back to this video. I have more stories like this, story after story of Trump voters and their businesses being ruined. Check out the juxtaposition between small business owners struggling and Charles Schwab making $2.5 billion in one day. Before we jump into this video, check out this story. MAGA Beekeeper admits Trump tariffs have cost him half his business. A beekeeper who voted for Trump 3 times said he would have, quote, considered other options after the president ordered tariffs and cuts that could have put him out of business. And let's watch the video.
We want to have as many bees as we can to make honey.
At Secret Garden Bees, a honey farm in Linden, North Carolina, farmer Jim Hartman has one eye on his bees and the other on his bank account.
Ideally, we'll get 100 pounds of honey per hive per year.
How do you feel about paying more for things?
Well, you know, if you find someone who says, I'm happy about paying more for something, you point them out to me. People who already couldn't afford fresh vegetables, who couldn't already afford to put good food on their plate, are the ones that are really going to be hurt by this.
Did you ever think when you voted for President Trump that things were going to cost you more and you were going to lose money?
I never thought I was going to lose this much money.
That is what everybody is saying right now. Quote, I never thought I was going to lose this much money. It kind of reminds me of this article that came out literally today. Fund managers quietly fear Trump doesn't have a tariff plan and that he, quote, might be insane. As President Donald Trump's back and forth on trade policies creates chaos in the financial markets, some fund managers are questioning the rationality of his decisions. Quote, in the last few days, we've had many conversations with macro fund managers. Tom Lee, the head of research at the financial analysis firm FSI Insights, wrote on Wednesday morning. And really quickly, I want to show you one of the funniest comments I've ever seen. A Trump supporter tagged Elon Musk and said, Elon Musk, can you please talk to someone about my feed on YouTube now being flooded with MeidasTouch and Adam Mockler type of feeds? My Fox channel and others are disappearing. Please bring light to this. The point is, the Adam Mockler channel, this channel is beginning to grow faster than Fox News grows on a daily basis, and that's because of you guys. So if you want to keep the daily growth up, make sure you scroll down and hit subscribe. But to continue, quote, and their concern is that the White House is not acting rationally, but rather on ideology. And some fear that this may not even be ideology, it's delusion. And again, I never thought I was going to lose this much money. Say it with me. That's what everybody's saying right now.
This fast.
Jim is a Republican who voted for Donald Trump 3 times.
How do you feel about your vote for Donald Trump now?
Well, I feel like perhaps I should have considered some other options.
Should have considered some other options, you don't say.
Other things, Jim imports packaging supplies for his honey, so he's paying real close attention to the tariffs Trump just put in place.
And again, you know what's bad when I can pause this video? I can pause this video and endlessly pull up more stories of similar things happening. Read this. United Auto Workers profit-sharing checks expected to plunge from Trump's auto tariffs. And Axios reports that UAW workers are poised to stomach thousands of dollars in reduced payments because of President Trump's auto tariffs, according to newly released estimates. The left-leaning union is supporting the Republicans' auto tariffs. They've come out and they've massively supported them. And I understand the idea of reshoring manufacturing. Trust me, we all understand that, but that's not even the argument that Trump's making. Trump's not trying to do that. His tariffs are already gone. They're not permanent. Why it matters. The left-leaning union is supporting the Republicans' auto tariff, saying free trade hurts American manufacturing and arguing that automakers can afford to absorb the financial blow. But the automakers are passing this financial blow off to the workers, it seems like. So you're making the argument on behalf of your workers? Between the lines, the average hourly UAW represented worker for General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis will get a profit-sharing check reduction of anywhere from $1,000 to more than $5,000, according to Anderson Economic Group. That's the difference between making your paychecks on a month-to-month basis and not making your paychecks. Losing $1,000 to $5,000 in yearly income is genuinely insane. And, you know, it's not funny, but it's just ironic because it's caused by the dude who is supposed to put more money in your pocket. And the question that you want to ask rationally is the trade-off of reshoring manufacturing worth this $1,000 to $5,000 reduction in pay, right? So is reshoring manufacturing going to make each employee actually gain $10,000 per year, meaning it offsets this $5K? No, it's not going to. We're not going to see any results in the short term or the long term because Trump's tariffs are too unpredictable for businesses to even move back to the country or to businesses to even move here reliably. You can't trust Trump. You don't know who the next administration is going to be and if they're going to be radically different from Trump. So they're taking this loss, a $1,000 to $5,000 shave on their income with no guarantee of a bigger chunk coming in, right? A $10,000 per year to offset it. Quote, for some automakers, with Stellantis being the most vulnerable at the current time, the effects of a prolonged tariff war could lead to operating losses that could cause payouts to go to zero, the Michigan-based firm estimates in a new report. It's called the art of the deal, if you didn't know. How it works. UAW auto workers get annual profit-sharing checks based on the North American profits of their employers. That's particularly problematic for union members because Trump's tariffs are expected to hit North American profits hard with no real plan. I don't even know if he has concepts of a plan. I want to keep reiterating that he didn't even know what the plan was until hours before he gave his speech on Liberation Day in the Rose Garden. And then from there, he was just winging it. So he came up with all of those numbers and that board in the hours leading up to that speech. There was no grand master plan. He's genuinely winging it. The average hourly UAW represented worker for General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis will get a massive cut. On to the next slide. To zoom in, Anderson Economic Group based its estimate on a projection of lower sales and higher costs for the automakers, collectively leading to a reduction of more than $5 billion in adjusted earnings in 2025. And Trump is trying to flaunt these contracts that he hasn't secured, saying, we just got a $3 billion investment here, $8 billion investment here. Yeah, but we're losing money at the same time. So not only is it a wash, but it's bad for the economy. I'll leave it at that. Drop a like, subscribe to help us beat Fox News, beat Joe Rogan in terms of daily growth. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.